I'm Maria Steens, and I am an occupational therapy student, future occupational therapist. So welcome to iClimb. Today we'll be talking about addressing constipation. So for starters, constipation is a symptom that many people overlook with Parkinson's disease. But in fact, over 50% of individuals with Parkinson's disease experience constipation. And one of the reasonings behind this is because just as Parkinson's disease slows your movements down and slows a lot of other things down, it also can slow your bowel transit time. So it will slow down your internal organs as well, slowing down those bowels. So along with medication like levodopa, that can also affect constipation and impact constipation. So constipation can be really frustrating. It can cause emotional impact. It can cause an impact on the different things that you participate during your daily life. And a lot of times people think that medication is really the only option for constipation. But I'm here to tell you that there are some really simple techniques that you can try at home that have been just as beneficial to addressing constipation as different medications. So the first one we're going to talk about is positioning. So you may have been wondering why I have some books underneath me, and that is because we are going to talk about proper positioning on the toilet. So I'm using books today, but you can use tubs, a step stool, or even they make a piece of equipment called the squatty potty, and it is something that goes around your toilet and is actually designed for this purpose of proper toilet positioning. So I'm going to go ahead and show you with books. I want to put my feet up here, and really I have 2 textbooks under each foot, but I could even add a third one. And what we're aiming for here with the positioning is for our knees to actually be a little bit over our hip joint. And so the reason we're doing this is because this position helps relax our pelvic floor muscles. So if you're unfamiliar with the pelvic floor, or you haven't really heard of it before, if you can picture your pelvis, the bony part of your pelvis, your pelvic floor lies just beneath it, and it is several layers of muscles. So when you're constipated, these muscles can be extra tense, and so the more we're able to relax them, the more easily you'll be able to pass your bowel movement. So pairing the positioning with breathing is really going to be key. So first you're going to want to have your knees above your hips, like we talked about, and then also kind of relaxing your pelvic floor through some deep breathing exercises or diaphragmatic breathing. And the reason this can also help with constipation is because your diaphragm, which lies just below your rib cage and your lungs, is kind of in partnership with your pelvic floor. And so when you're able to really breathe deeply, it allows you to relax your pelvic floor. So we're going to practice some deep breathing in this position here. So the first thing I want you to do is to place your hand, at least one hand, on your lower rib cage in your abdominal region. I want you to really think about expanding your entire rib cage. So not just in the front, but all the way through the sides and the back. And we're going to breathe in deeply for 4 seconds, hold for 4, and then exhale for 6. And as you inhale, I want you to breathe through your nose, and as you exhale, breathe through just a small O of a mouth. So kind of think about breathing out of a straw. All right, so go ahead and get placed with your hand on your stomach here. And I want you guys to relax your body. Don't tighten your abs. And let's go ahead and breathe in for 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. And then exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go ahead and try again. This time I'm going to go with you. So go ahead and inhale through your nose for, and hold for, and then exhale for, good. And don't worry about being able to hold for that full amount of time. It might be challenging for you, but you can work up to that 6 count exhale. The important thing is that we're really taking deep breaths in and out. So let's practice this another 2 times. Let's breathe in for 4, Hold for 4. And exhale for 6. Let's breathe in for 4. Hold for 4. And exhale for 6. Very nice. So you'll want to be doing this breathing for a few minutes while you're sitting on the toilet and in this proper positioning. This can be one simple way to help with relaxing that pelvic floor and having an easier bowel movement. I also want to talk about just some general constipation tips. So the first thing is talking about increasing your fiber, your daily fiber intake. So things that may have high fiber include things like fruits, so raspberries, apples, pears, those are all very high in fiber. Some different vegetables like Brussels sprouts, broccoli, beans, lentils, and then also some whole grain options like brown rice, whole grain bread, things of that sort. So think about increasing your daily fiber if you're struggling with constipation. And then a couple other dietary things, making sure you're getting enough fluid throughout the day. So you should be getting 6 to 8 cups of water throughout the day. So making sure that you are getting the proper amount of fluid can really help with constipation management. Another option is actually hot liquids. So whether it's coffee, tea, or even like a hot water with lemon, this can really help stimulate your GI tract and get it kind of moving for a bowel movement. And then I also recommend first thing in the morning, just having a couple bites of something, 3 to 4 bites of something first thing in the morning, because this can also kind of kickstart your GI tract. And then lastly, just remaining active. If you tend to sit throughout the day, try to get up once every hour and move around the house a little bit. This can really give your bowels an opportunity to move. And then we are going to talk about one last technique, and this is abdominal massage. And I want to give you guys some different options for the abdominal massage because some work better than others for everyone. But there has been research to show that abdominal massage can be just as effective as laxatives when it is used appropriately and regularly. So definitely consider using this in your daily life. So the first one we're going to talk about is called the around the clock. So like it sounds, it's just a circular motion. I want to preface with you want to start with just like a gentle touch or gentle pressure, and then as you are massaging and you feel comfortable, you can increase some pressure up to like an inch deep into your abdomen as you feel comfortable doing so. And don't be surprised, this may cause a little discomfort, but it should not cause pain. And if it is causing pain, then that is not a good sign. This can not only be used to address constipation, but also bloating, as well as, things like, using it for fecal incontinence. So if you have bowel accidents, you can actually do this on the toilet to help have those bowel movements on the toilet. And then also abdominal pain or even like gas pains. This can be used for that as well. So for the around the clock, what I want you to do is to find your kind of lower right abdominal region. So this is my right hand, and I'm going down to the right part of my stomach. Here I'm going to use my palm, and I'm just going to go in a circle around my stomach. And the reason we're starting on this side and going around in this direction is because we're following the large intestine to its exit point, which is the colon. So we don't want to go in the opposite direction. So what I'm doing is I'm going down, and then I'm coming up and going left, and then back down and to the right. And so this is the direction we'll want to go. So go ahead and practice with me. And I'm just increasing a little bit of pressure as I go. All right, so that is just one technique, that is the around the clock. The second option is just a straight down. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to place my palm just below my rib cage, and I'm going to press down. And then I'm going to use my other palm and press down. I'm going to be going all the way to my waist. And again, this is one that you can just increase pressure as you feel comfortable. You can practice with different speeds and see what feels most comfortable for you. Great. And then the last one we're gonna practice today, I like to call the I love you massage because it looks like an upside down I, an L, and then a U. So we're gonna find that lower right part of our stomach again. So go ahead and find that. And then we're going to just come up, and that's our I. We're gonna find it again. We're gonna come up and over. That's our upside down L. And the last one we're gonna do up, over, and down. So that's our upside down U. And so the reason we're doing this is because it's following the large intestine. So it's helping us push those contents out of our large intestine. So let's practice this a couple more times. Let's make that I, let's make that L, and then let's make that U. And I want you to try to focus on using your palms, maybe the heel of your hand, not so much just your fingertips, because that can cause a little bit of irritation. So let's try a couple more times. I, L, and U. I, L, and U. So with these bowel massages or abdominal massages, I recommend doing for about 5 to 10 minutes. You can do it on like your chair, but I prefer to do it on the toilet so that way you're already there. And this is a really great thing that you can build into your routine. I suggest all of these techniques that I've taught you today, picking just a couple of them to start with, whether it's the positioning and the bowel massage, or maybe increasing your fluids and doing your deep breathing on the toilet, but just picking 2 techniques to start with and building it into your routine. This is really how you're gonna experience success with these techniques over time. Thank you so much for joining us with iClimb today.